Hello and welcome to the morning news here on TV3. My name is Beatrice Seru, coming up in the next few minutes. Office of Special Prosecutor filed 78 charges against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and 7 others over the alleged roles in the controversial SML and GRA contract. Also on the program this morning, Christian Council pleads with President Mahama to complete the controversial National Cathedral project. And much later, Ghana witnessing a sharp rise in armed robbery and murder cases linked to illicit weapons. Interior Ministry says the growing threat demands urgent national action as he launches a gun amnesty program. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, the Office of the Special Prosecutor has filed 78 charges against former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta, former GRA Commissioner Reverend Amishadai Owusu-Amoah, SML Chief Executive Evans Edusei, and 4 others over the alleged roles in the controversial revenue assurance contracts between the Ghana Revenue Authority and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited (SML). The charges consist of conspiracy to commit the criminal offense of directly or indirectly influencing the procurement process to obtain an unfair advantage in the award of a procurement contract, corruption, and causing financial loss to the state. Other accused persons named in the charge sheet are former GRA Commissioner Emmanuel Kofi-Nti, senior GRA officials Isaac Crenshaw and Kwadwo Damwa, a former technical advisor at the Ministry of Finance, Ernest Akore, and SML as an entity. Now, earlier, Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited, SML, petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, SHRAJ, to investigate the Office of the Special Prosecutor over allegations of bias and abuse of power. The petition, dated 12th November 2025 and signed by SML's Chief Executive Officer Evans Edusei, seeks SHRAJ's intervention to probe what the company described as a gross abuse of discretionary power and a violation of fair administrative process. The petition, filed under Article 218 of the 1992 Constitution and Section 7 of the SHRAJ Act 1993, Act 456, calls for a full inquiry into the conduct of the OSP's lead investigator, Mr. Albert Akurugu, and possible complicity by the Special Prosecutor, Mr. Kisie Jabin. SML says the respondents' actions constitute a gross abuse of discretionary power driven by personal vendetta rather than lawful investigative purpose. We stay on legal issues and prosecution in the murder case of Immigration Officer Stephen King Amoah say that they have forwarded a duplicate docket of the case to the Attorney General's office. 2 accused persons, Bright Awe and Thomas Ziga, are facing charges of murder and conspiracy to commit crime for their roles in the killing of the immigration officer. Lord Edwasari reports.
According to the prosecution's brief facts of the case, Stephen was reported missing on July 3, 2025 after leaving home to meet a friend at a Shoman estate. His charred body was later discovered on July 9 at a Boom Junction near Kwabenya, sparking a manhunt and an intensive police investigation. 2 suspects, Bright Awe and Thomas Ziga, were picked up following the investigations and have been charged. The pleas are, however, yet to be taken at the Adabraka District Court. In court on Tuesday, the investigator indicated that the duplicate case docket had been sent to the Attorney General's office for advice after they received the forensic report on the cause of death of the immigration officer. The prosecution was informed by the court clerk that the presiding magistrate Abna Aso Osuo Menyo was absent because she had been assigned to relieve another magistrate in a different court. The case has since been adjourned to December 3 for continuation. Meanwhile, the prosecution is yet to arrest another suspect in the matter after the court granted a warrant.
Now, President John Mahama has given the strongest indication yet that he will not delay by a minute in signing into law the anti-LGBTQI bill currently yet to be relayed in Parliament. As to the controversial Family Values Bill into law hits a snag after a legal suit challenging its constitutionality, as ex-President Akufo-Addo also failed to assent to it. The President has given a firm assurance to the Christian Council that he is ready to sign into law once Parliament finishes its work.
This will be the second meeting of the Christian Council with the President since he assumed office, touting an open-door policy. The demands of the Christian Council beyond the fight against galamsey were swift.
Excellency, the Christian Council notes with growing concern the prolonged silence surrounding the bill on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. This has created uncertainty and tension within the citizenry, particularly among faith-based organizations and traditional communities. The Christian Council of Ghana continues to affirm its belief in the vision and necessity of a national cathedral as a unifying symbol of faith, gratitude to God, and moral renewal for our nation. While we are aware of the prevailing economic difficulties, we believe that the cathedral's completion under a transparent, accountable, and inclusive framework would serve as a spiritual and cultural landmark for generations to come.
Responding to concerns raised by the Christian Council during a courtesy call at the Jubilee House, the President reiterated that the position of his government is clear on LGBTQ.
The position of my government: marriage is between man and woman. A person's gender is determined at birth, and then also that the family is the foundation of our nation. That is our position. And so there are no questions or equivocations about what we believe. I believe that we are completely aligned with the Christian Council in terms of your belief. And so we agree with the Speaker to relay the bill and let Parliament, debate it. And if there are any amendments or whatever that have to be done, if the Parliament of the people of Ghana endorse the bill and vote on it and pass it, and it comes to me as President, I will sign it.
Again, he responds to the quest by the clergy for resumption of works on the National Cathedral.
I believe that at this time and age, with all the problems we have, $400 million to build a cathedral is excessive. I know Nigeria have built an ecumenical center, and I've been there. It's a decent, beautiful place, and they built it for $40 million. And so maybe some of the things are excessive, Let's find somewhere, all of us, on National Day of Thanksgiving and Worship, we can all go there and worship God and thank Him for what He has done for us. And so when that forensic audit is over, our intention is to have a broad-based consultation with the Christian community to see how we can build a place that is decent for us to worship. But apart from that, make it a center where people can come and, look at its architecture and all that, and find that Christ, has a place in our hearts, in our nation.
Some more here on the morning news. And the West African Civil Society Institute, WASI, is advocating collaboration between African leaders and development partners to intensify efforts aimed at safeguarding and promoting democracy across the continent. This is on the backdrop of the recent developments that have characterized elections in La Côte d'Ivoire, Cameroon and other parts of the continent.
Electoral violence is a recurring challenge in Africa, causing significant threats to democracy and human security. Here in Ghana, a recent Special Investigation Task Force reports on the 2020 and 2024 election violence identified 12 cases that took place during the 2020 and 2024 general elections. These cases, the task force revealed, resulted in 15 deaths across the country. Recent disputed elections in both Tanzania and Cameroon led to the death of hundreds in both countries. Speaking at a media engagement, Executive Director of WASI, Dr. Nana Asantua Afajinu, called on African leaders to uphold democratic principles and ensure governance truly reflects the will of the people.
We can see what is happening with the AES countries breaking away from ECOWAS. And our people are questioning democracy. Even in countries like Ghana, you have people wondering whether democracy is actually giving us anything. It's NPP today, it's NDC tomorrow. And people see them as different sides of the same coin. So they question democracy, and some don't even want to vote because they don't see what the use is.
The West African Civil Society Institute, WASI, was established in 2015 to strengthen civil society West Africa to be responsive, resilient, and influential through knowledge sharing, learning, connecting, and influencing.
Through policy dialogues, WASI has engaged critical actors and provided practical solutions-driven recommendations for governments and development partners.
Now, Ghana is witnessing a sharp rise in armed robbery and murder cases involving illicit weapons, prompting renewed concern over public safety. The Interior Ministry says the growing threat demands urgent national action. For the first time since 2016, the ministry has announced a nationwide gun amnesty aimed at reducing the growing circulation of illegal firearms. There's more in this News Desk report.
A surge in violent crime has pushed government to revive a national gun amnesty, the first in 9 years. Security figures showed 1,219 robbery cases and 552 murders recorded in 2024. And by July this year, police had already confirmed 628 armed robbery cases and 340 murders, all involving illicit weapons. Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohamed Mubarak, says the amnesty will run from December 1, 2025 to January 15, 2026. The program is expected to give the public a penalty-free window to surrender illegal firearms.
Every illicit firearm in circulation is a silent threat. It may lie hidden in a cupboard, under a bed, or buried in the bush. But at any moment, it can destroy life and families forever. We cannot continue to bury our loved ones while the tool of violence remain unchecked. The statistics is not looking good at all.
He warns that anyone who refuses to surrender their illicit weapon after the deadline will be treated as a criminal.
When this amnesty period ends, the law will take its full course. The Ghana Police Service and all security agencies will intensify operations to recover illicit arms. Those who refuse this generous offer will be treated as criminals, and the consequences will be firm and uncompromising.
To support the exercise, district collection points will be set up nationwide. Also, whistleblowers and informants will be paid to report individuals holding illicit arms who fail to comply and return their weapons voluntarily. According to the Minister for the Interior, security mapping shows 77 hotspots in the Ashanti region and 88 in the Central region. many located in Galamsey site, where illegal weapons are most prevalent.
Now, the minority in Parliament has fiercely defended the record of the MPP administration, touting that they left office with enough import cover for the current government. On the first day of the budget debate, the caucus denied claims that the current government inherited a collapsed economy. Meanwhile, the Attorney General, Dominic Ayine, has justified why huge sums of bail conditions are handed to suspects.
We had an economy where for so many years, we were running this economy as if there was free money from people, so we're not cutting our coat according to size. Mr. Speaker, we're very reckless, to say the least, in borrowing and in managing the fiscal space. Mr. Speaker, externally, we experience serious heightened external vulnerabilities. So we just didn't even have the external reserves to import critical essential drugs just to keep us alive.
He said he inherited an economy that was in a mess. An economy that was in a mess left 1 trillion of GDP as against 219 billion Ghana cedis in 2016. An economy that was in a mess, Mr. Speaker, we left 4 months of import cover, close to $9 billion. An economy that was in a mess. Mr. Speaker, again, he also mentioned that the IMF program was derailed. That is not correct, and that is not true.
It is not true that this finance minister is not spending. He is spending in the right places. Mr. Speaker, for the first time, the National Health Insurance Scheme reports that they have a healthy balance in their accounts, unlike the past, when a minuscule of what was due them was reimbursed by governments. Mr. Speaker, today, we do not hear noises about free senior high school, because this finance minister is remitting adequate resources to them through Get Fund.
Next month, December, Christmas is coming, and I can bet you, Mr. Speaker, that with this activity by the central bank, traders will just be sitting by their produce in the scorching sun of Okaishi Market, in the scorching sun of Kumasi Central Market, in the scorching sun of Bakola and elsewhere. People will just be passing by without purchasing anything. Well, this is going to happen because 62 billion cedis that should have gone into the market, into the pockets of people, this government has siphoned all those monies back into the central bank because of sterilization.
Meanwhile, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, has absolved IYOKO and law enforcement agencies of any wrongdoing concerning bail conditions. He insists that nothing out of ordinary has been done.
The Economic and Organized Crime Office and other law enforcement agencies under my ministry are not acting arbitrarily. Bail depends on the crime, the gravity of the crime. And so what we are seeing now is that the sums involved in the criminal investigations are very huge. And because they are very huge, if you set very low bail conditions in terms of the sums, the likelihood is that when the person, the suspect escapes or is unavailable to stand trial, whatever you are able to extort in justification will not be able to offset the sum that is involved, the criminal liability that is involved.
The House approved a request for waiver of 20% withholding tax on the income of Tata Consultancy Limited for the implementation of the Integrated Tax Administration System. Also, it approved an agreement between government and Trudeau Investment Limited for digitized customs administration services. Christian Yali, TV3 News, Parliament.
And that's all for the morning news here on TV3. My name is Beatrice Edu. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay with us on New Day.
Doing a countdown
Happy
to the birthday of
in
Jane
advance.
and Profi Duku. So 24-hour countdown. Tomorrow morning we'll be here to wish her a happy birthday as always. But this from Kenata is dedicated to you. It's also dedicated to a Justice of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Ghana, who is also celebrating the birthday. Great man of all standards, Justice Senyo Jamapo. Wishing you all the best for the day. Happy birthday to you, my lord, as they always say. Happy birthday to you. And then Dr. Kofi Anoche as well, who also happens to be in the same group as well. He is with the AOD consult.
November
Dr.
is the best
Kofi Anoche celebrated her birthday yesterday, so I missed it. And today we have Justice Senyo Jamapo of the Supreme Court of Ghana also celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday to you. Tomorrow we'll be waiting for Jane and Profi Duku's own, and then we'll be marking
agree
it.
with me that
Succinctly.
November is
Central
the best
region,
month, right?
Regional capital, yes, certainly. But how are you doing?
I'm great.
I love your. Is it supposed to be mauve or neutral? Or
this is
nude.
Nude.
No, kind of nude.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You look again. Is it Eddie Joy?
Eddie Joy.
Eddie
Yes.
Joy.
Eddie Joy.
Today mine is by Simca.
Yes, I saw it. It's very nice.
And Simca, they are located in Tema Community 5. And as always, all my people are all in Tema.
Yeah.
So Simca, located in Tema Community 5. They made this beautiful kaftan for me, and they have some of the best fabrics as well. So thank you for everything. And Helen, who is the shareholder or owner of the place as well. Angela, also making sure that I get once in a while the work clothes as well from Simca Community 5
Yes,
Tema.
lovely.
But
It's beautiful.
we have cash out, don't we?
Yes, we do. *439# as always. You follow the prompts, you choose your favorite platform right here on TV3. Today is Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week. You don't want to miss that 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, so you take advantage of it. Play as many times as possible. Roland will tell you that you need to play at least 40 times. Then you know that your number without contestation will be on top, and you get the opportunity of getting 1,000 Ghana cedis see your how far middle of the week.
You go see your how far. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so as always, when you do that, please know that you can get us live, and that's across our social media platforms. And a lot of people are giving messages. Delight Mojak also just sent it. Says my beautiful great friend Frida Kujo Semifa is also celebrated her birthday as well, and so it's from everybody else at the UDS as well, where all of them go for their schooling. Happy birthday to you, Frida Kujo, as well, and so enjoy the day and become as beautiful as you always have been, and may all your dreams be fulfilled. But today we're going to have the Roads Minister, Kwame Gavin Agboja, who will be coming to the studio. That will be after big issues, after sports, and we'll have some great conversations thereof. Just following the budget, big push project here and there.
Yeah.
The president is even saying that Ghana is going to be a construction site, so to speak. A number of contractors have already been on the road, continuing as well. Even some of the roads started, if not all of the roads started by the Kufuor-Addo-led administration, also being continued as well.
Yes, and I think Monday we were there, right, on the Sawem, the Kumasi Sawem Road, and we brought that report of the progress of that work, and so I'm looking forward to getting a lot more detail.
Me too.
Yes,
we'll be having some great
roads,
conversations with him. I think that then it will be a good point to be able to ask our viewers this morning what they make of the big push itself, a number of roads, and then in the communities they live in, which roads they think that Kwame Gavin Agboja, who is the roads minister, need to be also paying attention.
And what kind of maintenance we need, because honestly, we need a lot of maintenance on our roads. Some roads are very nice. You're driving on them. If you don't know them, you just be driving and then there's a pothole somewhere. We need to be able to deal with that. And I hope that you'll be able to address the issue of street lights, because I've been talking about it since. We need to fix it. I hope there'll be timeline on street lights on the Ebri Highway. I keep saying that because of how that road is and the fact that we need lights.
Ebri Highway.
Ebri Highway.
Ebri Highway, fantastic.
On the Mahama Road as well, a large part of that stretch doesn't have street lights, and so we should be able to deal with it. And even on this normal 37 road.
Yeah, the main principal street of Accra.
Yeah, we should fix the street lights.
Okay, street
And
lights.
let me repeat what Na said, that as we fix it, don't go and steal. Don't go and steal the lights, so that we keep them for all of us, for our use. Yes.
Fantastic so far. The beautiful, intelligent Beatrice do there. But big issues. You know that now we have formal charges by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And so the Special Prosecutor leading the charge.
78 charges.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
SML, former Finance Minister Kenneth Furiata, who is in the US, by the way.
Yes.
And, well, he said that, you know, the authorities looked on and he went away, but he also means that he also looked on. So he was calling people, and they were not minding him.
Yeah.
So Kenneth Furiata just passed through the gates at Kotoka International Airport, Terminal 3, and then went to the US. Since then, Charlie.
Yeah.
But it's the charges that we'll be talking about this morning. And then on the substantive issue, not necessarily the issue before court, but what the conversation had been before the court in itself. And according to the Special Prosecutor, a rip-off of the state.
Yeah, but you know the interesting twist to the story, SML are petitioning Shraj to investigate Kisi Ejabin because he thinks that what he's doing is rather personal vendetta rather than trying to investigate a whole causing financial loss to the state or reaping what they are not supposed to reap from the state. So that's quite interesting. We also look forward to how things will unfold. As OSP charges, Shraj is supposed to be investigating the man who is charging.
Fantastic. I need to give you a new position this morning. Strategic advisor to the OSP. But that said, so we'll be talking about that. So make sure you can stay right here for big issues. Solomon just told us last week he'll be traveling. You know, since he became Director of Communication for the Movement for Change, the right-hand man of Alan Kojo Chairman of United Party, he's been crisscrossing the country, but also the length and breadth of the world, of the globe. So he's traveled. So he'll be back next week. But today we have Zato. We also have Hamza Suheyini, who seems also to have a strong word for the special prosecutor as well. And so we're going to have some comprehensive discussion.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Mutala also will be joining us as well. So we'll have some great conversations.
Yeah, we
Sarah.
do. Yes.
Make sure you can stay. Join us. We have the latest highlights of sports as well. I don't know whether you watched the highlights of Ghana's South Korea match. You know, it was a friendly, but you couldn't.
But I was, how did it go? I was hoping that
1-0
against
Ghana.
Oh.
But it's prepared, you know, we're just warming up to the World Cup.
I was hoping that we'll score them. So, well, let's see. I hope you're preparing better for the next one. Because this current cup, we've taken it as a World Cup. So we should be able to perform extraordinarily well in our matches.
Fantastic.
To encourage all of us.
Okay. Richard Amankwa-Kwashi, good morning to you as well. But straight away, we have to ask the big conversation on the roads, right?
Yes,
for this morning segment.
Yes, so the numbers will be displayed on your screen very shortly. Tell us which issues really regarding roads would you want the roads minister who will be joining us in studio today to address, which communities, how are the roads looking like? Are you seeing any progress or any work being done aside from the main roads that we've been talking about since? So let us know what your concerns are and direct questions to the minister who will be here and he will give you the answer you need. So call us and give us your thoughts. You're welcome to the This Morning segment. And we already have our first caller from the Volta region. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us your name. Which part of Volta region you're calling us from?
I'm calling from Amfuega, Wademahe, to be precise.
Amfuega. Okay. I hope the place is well.
Yeah, we are doing very well.
Yes, sir. Tell us what your concerns are.
We have a series of rules left for us in our area here at North Ghana. I am concerned about from Akukome, Wademahe to Afeti Road. This road is very dear to our heart, and we are pleading with the minister to come to our aid over here. It's deplorable. This is a road that links out to our district capital. Purple staffs are brought from Afeti, Way, and through Wademahe to Akukome. So we are pleading that they should come take place.
Please, how has that, thank you so much, how has that deplorable state of the road affected you, if you can tell us briefly?
Yeah, we are having what we call manholes. We have, whenever it rains, like for instance yesterday, it rains cat and dog over here yesterday. And then what you see is that you see the flood, the water flowing through the road, the middle of the road. So it becomes difficult for motorists to ply this road whenever it rains. That is how bad it is as we speak.
Thank you so much. We've noted it. Hopefully the minister is able to give you an answer regarding timelines and whether or not there are any plans, immediate plans to deal or fix that road. Let's go to our next caller. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name, where you're calling us from?
This is your big friend from Upper West Region. This is Idris calling from Upper West Region. Wow.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Idris, please tell us what you're thinking this morning. I hope you're well, first of all.
By the grace of God, we are fine. Good morning to the TV3 and also I have to say good morning to my own people in the Upper West Region. Well, I am to my D24 and also we are having a very nice Wednesday. We are just getting ending of the week. And the issue of road issues, this government cannot solve it all. But the way they have started, I think if they are not going to tell our life, we are happy with what they have already gone. The issue is that, for me from the Upper West Region, my interested roads are only two. If this government is given us at their claiming, they can do it for us, especially from Bomboy to the Upper West Region. You know, that road is an ECOWAS road. People traveling from Nigeria and Burkina and Mali are passing through that road. My sister, but if you pass Jordan, Bomboy, Konagwa, you will regret it. You will think that that road is not part of Ghana. For the past 12 or 13 years, there's not a single car that can pass there and be comfortable. Especially, all the MPs from Upper West Region and Savannah Region are not even coming to home with car again. They use aeroplane, they move by air because the character of the road. I'm telling you. So we are begging the government. They are already cutting off to construct the road. We had it in 2023 and 2024, and we are seeing again in 2025. They shouldn't take that vote as positive and be lying to the people of the northern sector. Instead, that the Mama has cutting short for the road. We want the MPs to come together and fight against the contractor to work on the road. The other one is what to do road. My sister, what to do road, if you see the road, you say to me people are not part of Ghana. I'm telling you, you can't walk any 3 seconds without getting a pothole there. And that pothole is even bigger than pothole. It resembles a manhole. Zato will be in the video. You ask Zato about the road. How the road is so terrible. If these only 2 roads are being done by President Mama within the 4 years, but I will support them in 2028 because these people's positions are not reliable. This is what they can do for the country of region and we can also benefit directly.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you so much.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, we seem to have lost him.
Yeah, Idris, thank you so much for calling us from WA. Let's go to another caller who joins us live from Dom. Stephen joins us from Dom. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us what's on your mind. Hello, Steve.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning, we can hear you. Please tell us, what do you think?
Yes, yeah, I'm calling from Domain. And my name is Steven Dodu. We are having this street light issue at right from ABC on the main route that passes through in front of Old FM up to Pokwase. On that stretch, all the street lights are not working. And I'm talking of the new, the main route street lights. All of it are not working. Even on the flyover, a lot of them are not working. So we are pleading with the authorities to come to our aid and help us fix this light. This is the main problem that I am having.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Steve, for calling us from Dom right here in Accra and for letting us know of the streetlight issue. And yes, thank you. I mean, on the flyover, that's quite dangerous too.
It is. Yeah. And I believe every road and network in an area will be tackled one after the other. Yeah. But I think that we'll pose those questions to him since they're all coming from viewers.
Let's go to our next caller. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on this morning segment on New Day. Tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Okay, this is Sani from Waliwali. I just want to greet the good people of Waliwali. They are monitoring your show, especially the NCA for Waliwali, Honorable Rajiv Jabbar. But he's an ardent watcher of your show. I'm greeting him and everybody in Waliwali. And having said that, I think that my district, that is Waliwali, West Maputo Municipal, we have a lot of bad roads in the district that we're expecting the road minister to tell us what he's doing to make sure that he puts those roads on shape. Because Waliwali is a food basket one of the food baskets of the country. Okay, and any time that the farmers do their harvesting, they find it difficult to transport the food to the market site. So sometimes the food are got rotten and all that. So yes, we want him to look at our roads, especially the Kamadi Saburgu Waliwali road. That road is even linked to Bonda and Burkina Faso. In the former administration, the vice president, he cut short for the construction of that road. That was somewhere 2018. And he said that it will be completed in 3 years' time. So we're expecting that road to complete in 2021 or 2022. But it never materialized. Meanwhile, the government spent money, close to $13 million Ghana into the contractor without any serious work on the road. So I don't understand why such a thing happened. So apart from we wanting the minister to revisit that road and construct it, we want to make sure that those who collected and those who paid the money, that $30 million, are made to ask questions. Okay, so that if there are some possible, they are made to punish. Because I don't understand why you can't sort for the road to be constructed after 4 years. Nothing of that sort happened. And then yet you paid money for that. Apart from that, there is another road, we call it Wulbu passenger route, and it even links to overseas. Okay, and that road is also very, very important and also needs construction. So when the minister to also look at it. But my worry is that next year they are looking at the roads that were started. Okay, and none of these roads was started under the previous regime. So that is my worry. So they have to look at the criteria that they are using to construct the roads next year, so that my minister to also benefit from that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Charlie, the comments are just coming.
Yes, if indeed the contractor took 30 million, which we need to investigate, and they don't see anything, then really it has to be probed and an audit done for the questions to be answered. But I think we do have another caller on the line. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah,
Nicholas, actually.
Nicholas, calling from Mafikumasi in the Volta region.
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining us.
My concern is from road to Sugarcope. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. You can see that some part of the road are good, and the other part, the potholes are too much, and they need to be patched. And on that road, you can find Honorable Minister for Road stand on that road. So we need him to pass the road for us. And my concern too is, you can see that after constructing the road, the villages on the road to Sugakope, they will just pour sands on the road in the name of speed ramp. And those ones too are spoiling the road, and nobody is talking about it. So we need to fix all those things. You go to that road and see a lot of sand in the name of ramp, and they are spoiling our cars and everything. The annoying part is you just be crossing the ramp, and the cars will be suffering, and people will be laughing at you at the roadside, standing there looking at you. So when Honorable comes, we want him to address those issues too.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling us from the Volta region and sharing your concerns with us as well. Hopefully the minister is able to address your concerns. Roland.
Well, I have a couple of messages. So, and the same, well, they are not just a couple, many of them actually. So let me start with Wisdom. Wisdom says that Pasatun Kwanta Road is in a horrible state on the Eastern Corridor. Please, when he comes, ask him, hey, you guys relax it. And then another great friend of mine, Obing Tofor, also of the Ghana National Association of Teachers and Educationists, respectfully also says, mine is from Suhum to Kufodria. It's not good at all, and this needs serious attention. So please ask him. Obinto, for good morning. I'm going to ask as well. And Kwame Jay says that there are many roads in the Eastern region that need attention. So please tell the minister when he comes that we beg him, he should take a look at that. And then we have Philip Abuchi from Keta says the question, the minister as a party member should instruct all MMDC to use their drip machine to construct community road at least. Okay, and says happy birthday to the Honorable Fafa Agbai of the, who is a Volta Regional, organizer of the NDC as well. And Neodic Atukwe Kwe. So Neodic Atukwe Kwe says, Pokwasi to Katapo stretch. We are patiently waiting for his promise he made on his birthday last year to construct our road. Neodic Atukwe right here in Accra. And we have more coming through. Accra, he said, kindly remind the roadmen that the Accra Plau Road has no road marks. I think they are constructing the road. Or you mean the existing one? All right. And then Eric Hameto coming. Good morning to you, Senior, sir. He says, ask the roads minister for me when his ministry will start collecting road tolls again. In this era of acute shortage of financial resources, you say you fail to understand why the government has failed to resume the collection of road tolls in the country. I'll ask him, because I think the question, the response he gave the last time was he said that they were doing construction on the new one, so the new ones will be told.
It's going digital now.
Yes, so they want to. But I'll still ask him so that we'll get.
You have to write all these.
I'm telling you. And then this one is coming from Dr. Godfred Tete Ayenu from Tema, says that TV3, you need to take a look at freight forwarders. We are suffering. The ICOMS system has been failing, and so it has sparked concerns about demurrage costs for indigenous freight forwarders and threatening the industry. There could be mass protests as well. Okay. Currently on the Professor K. Buzia Road, a section of the N6 in Sunyang between the Bank of Ghana office and Usbet Hotel, Fiapre bound, the road engineer is exposing children, pedestrians going to school, to virtually walk through busy walkways. So we need to weed the bushy pedestrian walkways too. And that's coming from Mr. Obing. Good morning to you. Thank you for this one. I think that we'll take some critical look. Charlie, be like when it comes to roads, it's like the economy.
Everybody, I mean, it's bad roads are just all over the place. It
looks like when it comes to road, the economy. Yeah. And We have this one from Ifyan Kwanta Road stretching to areas. Ifyan Kwanta Road stretching to areas in the western region need more attention. They started.
That road has to be fixed.
They started, but they said they'll do it over the previous years. It hasn't been done. So the John Mahama administration needs to take a critical look at it. Sherry Giovanni says that the Minister of Roads, kindly give the Minister of Roads his flowers for me. Work is progressing steadily on the whole Aflau stretch. Akachi North, Avedakba is now a construction site. However, the road linking Akachi South to Akachi North should also be given attention. Agenda 111 Hospital for Akachi North is on that stretch. That's Sherry Giovanni there. Do we have more callers?
Yes, very shortly, but ahead of that, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana. Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the ADV Tech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City Guild UK, and Capsicum Cannery Studio. Fantastic. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, MBA, Master of Science, and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary art, available at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Pebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens.
Well, certainly.
Yes, we do have one more caller joining us. Philip, good morning to you, Philip. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Tell us where you're calling us from. I beg your pardon?
They should be active in their work. They should make sure that the contractors do the work well.
Okay. That's all you've got to say, Philip?
Yes, Philip.
On all the roads being constructed across the country?
Yes, they work on the Chima-Hamley Road.
Okay.
Do well to do it faster for us.
Well, thank you very much.
That road is a death trap. There's an increase in armed robbery on that road because of the nature of it.
What is the nature of it that you describe as death trap?
It's very terrible. Now you spend more than 12 hours from Chima to Hamley instead of 5 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for calling in. And hopefully, yes, they're able to attend to that road as well. But let me remind you that we're giving out free cash today, 10,000 Ghana cedis to 10 individuals. So if you play more, you get the chance of getting 1,000 cedis. All you have to do is just dial *439#. You follow the prompt, you choose your favorite platform right here on TV3. Yes, *439#. Follow the prompt, pick number 2, TV3, and you get 1,000 cedis. And we'll always say that you play a minimum of 40 times, and you get the chance to win 1,000 cedis. So keep playing, and who knows, you get that 1,000 cedis. It's the middle of the week. So don't lose the opportunity to get 1,000 cedis. Let's go to Alhaji now, who's joined us on the phone. Good morning to you, Alhaji. Thank you so much.
Alhaji Bini Yoruba Shele. Roland. Tibia.
That's Cuba.
Nah, Tibia, Gombian.
This is Tibia, though. This is Tibia.
Nah, okay. I will. I love. There are languages from the north I want to learn. I want to learn Frafra. I want to learn. Is it Dagati or Dagari?
Let me send my greetings to Kukiti, wherever she is, and Shamima Muslim, and Honorable Benatan Yamo, which is Speaker of Parliament, and Chief of Staff, and Chairman of the Ampopo, the good chairman. Is it Roland? Our side, past government come to capture for the Sarugu and Tuwalwala school, and he couldn't done the road. Even though they spend money for the road, we need to fix the road for us. We have been begging for the road minister and President John Dramani Mahama was the only president in this country. And we need to look at our road. And if you finish the family in Sister, a lot of accidents for the road side because of that. Because of potholes in the roadside. So if this road has been done, it will be appreciating for us, we the people of the NGC, and even NGC themselves will appreciate what we did for them. Because NGC can a treasure wallet was up that road and going to Volga. And still, we just see the South government and in administration did not do anything for the road. So let's look about how we can do and build our roads. Maybe our accidents will not be involved in the roadside. Let's keep on praying for the government, President John Dramani Mahama, and the road minister. If he can ask him about that question, I think he will answer the question right. So I thank you very much for this opportunity this morning.
Thank you too.
Alhaji Bini Jerobo Shale. Have a good day, okay?
Which language was that?
That's Dagbani.
Oh, Dagbani, the one I said I want to learn as well.
Spoken by the people of Dagdang or Dagombes.
Yes. In addition to Frafra and others, I want to learn them. Yeah, they are very beautiful languages.
You're good at language. You speak French, so you don't get problem. You know they like we. I'm saying good morning to you, Edmond Combat of the Tema Oil Refinery, and then also Alhadi Jibril of National Security. Charlie, everything will come up well. But in the meantime, please, I have this one from Majina. Majina didn't get through today, so has sent a long one. He says that there are a number of routes that he wants to itemize, so I'm just cutting the message short. Brekum Jene Drobo Sampa stretch has become particularly dangerous. He says armed robbery incidents have become frequent, and just 2 days ago, commuters were attacked once again. This has created fear among travelers who ply the road. And then on the positive note, some construction works have begun on the 31-kilometer outer ring road project, which is underway, being handled by Kofi Construction. Likewise, the the Sonyai Kenyasi Road is receiving attention from Alex Bois. And then they have more. So, however, he urges faster action, especially on the Brekum Jene Drobo Sampa Road, to protect lives. It says a good morning to Alaji Kupson, who is with Fifi Kwete's office as well. So, Charlie.
I think we just have roads that need to be fixed all across the country.
And this one is coming from Frank Amebo. Frank Amebo says that, look, I live on the Committee 25 road, and that road, Charlie, it wastes a lot of time when you're commuting to and from work. So please give it much attention and ask the road minister for me. So Frank Amebo, good morning to you. And then also Arabasi Guamoni, good morning to you, says that the stretch from Kaneshi First Light to Weja is that bad on both sides, causing unnecessary traffic. Malam McCarthy, the least said the better. those in Accra complaining. Hey, I rather say bad money.
There's a message from Simon Yang in Wa, Upper West Region. He says, good morning, Beatrice and Roland. I commend the government on the move so far in putting our roads in good shape. The president recently made Ghanaians aware of the havoc that articulated trucks are causing to our roads, with over 30 tires per vehicle hitting each pothole and also overloading above the permitted axles from the harbour in Tema. They are allowed to pass through all the police checkpoints and axles load checkpoints, and when they reach their own country entry points, they reduce the load before entry because such will never be permitted in their various countries. Roland, kindly ask the minister to let us know what the government is doing to check the practice. I think this has come up before, so well, let's hope we get an answer to that. Thank you very much. Let's go on the phone lines now. We do have one more caller joining us. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. What's on your mind? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Please tell us your name, where you're calling us from.
Okay, I'm Henry, calling from Banana Inn.
Banana Inn, around Dansoman in Accra.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Thank you for joining us.
Most of the inner roads in Mantrobi and Tuesday Market area are very terrible.
Okay.
Okay, so the MP, that is the Honorable Oko Vanapon, need to look at that.
Okay.
Because he used to give us the excuses that his government is not in power. And the rules were there like that before even Mahama left power the last time. The road is there, especially the one just in front of the market of Uganda towards Choko. It's a very terrible road, very, very terrible. We should do something. Then the MP of I don't know what he's waiting for. But when you came, most of the roads have been done. The little that is left, you need to really sit up and do something, especially at Salaga Market. It's been there since Atami's time. And if most of your roads are done, just the road that leads to the Salaga Trottoir station, which is less than 2 kilometers of road. And that state has been like that. They should sit up. They should really sit up. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling us from Banana Inn right here in Accra. And I just got reminded, Roland, if you've used the main La Road, at the point where you're curving, I think it's around where the hospital, the demolished hospital is, when you're curving into the Laboni Road, just that small part is so deteriorated. When it rains, just that portion alone gets very flooded and it's quite dangerous. It's a very small portion of the road. I think it should be looked at.
Well,
Yes.
certainly. So we have more coming. And, well, let me say good morning to you, Christian Doku, the Ghana Highways Authority, wishing you all the best for the day as well. And then you learn as well, Ghana Highway Authority and everybody else who tend to work there. Great people. Wishing you all the best for the day. And, well, Claudius Cote, with Vivo, good morning to you, says that, well, a lot of work is being done across many areas in the country, and the encouragement is needed for the roads minister to continue what he's doing. They should make sure that contractors, when they start works, are well paid and finish them in good time. This one is coming from Isa Hamdu. Good morning to you in Tema. Says that the roads in Ashaiman, Bola Junction to New York, Washington, really crazy, really bad. And that said, Ajekujo Road to Santor, very bad as well.
That's your road?
Yeah, I was the road. And then Chief Mante inside Akosombo, good morning to you as well as Sister Vera, and that's your wife. Wishing you all the best for the day. He says that the road to my hometown from Doyumu is very bad. For over 20 years, no construction has been done. From the Shire Hills Forest Junction to Doyumo is just about 10 minutes drive, again very bad. And that said as well, Akuse road from Akuse Junction to Akuse Township.
Yeah, and I think that's also a road that's been on the plate for a very long time.
Never been
I
done.
mean, the Akuse one, the Efia Kwanta one, and the Tumu road.
Yeah.
Very,
the one Tumu.
Yeah,
the Tumu,
in Chumuru. I mean, I remember. I mean,
Zato will be here. We'll be telling. Yeah, that's why he's always mentioned that. And that road has been put on every budget.
Yeah,
by most governments in the Fourth Republic.
It's been so long. Yeah, but come to think of it, then the way we name our communities and our junctions, what is Bola Junction?
Bola Junction.
Shaish. Okay. Let's go on the phone lines and speak to one more caller. Hello, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, please.
Good morning to Mr. Roland. My name is Azeka James, speaking from Bogatanga.
Yes, sir. How is Boga this morning?
In fact, Boga is fine, but our roads are not good at all, the town roads, and then especially Boga Tamale stretch. The road has now become a death trap. We heard that the road minister spoke about it some months ago, how contractor took some money and blah, blah, blah. Up to now, we are not hearing anything about the road again, and it's getting deteriorated day in, day out. So we are pleading with the government if they are forgotten about that particular road. And then also Boga Boku Road. The contractor did, as they are entering into Boga town, there is a bridge. They have left the bridge, and that stretched throughout the town, which is also becoming something else. So we are pleading. The government shouldn't forget about us. My concern in particular is the Tamale Boga stretch. It's so important. Right now, we don't have airport in Boga, though we heard that they just come into the budget. But then the only airport around us is in Tamale. And you travel like 45 to, between 45 and 1 hour 45 minutes to Tamale. And you have to drive a journey that should have taken you like 1 hour 30 minutes. You have to travel like 4 hours before you get to Tamale. From Tamale to Boga. So we are pleading that the government should come back and look at the road for us. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you very much for calling in and for sharing those concerns as well with us. His emphasis, Bolga to Tamale Road. So hopefully it's on the plate as well. A lot of work to be done. But what I find really as the problem is because we don't maintain our roads, we always have to spend huge sums of money reconstructing them. And I think that if we maintained them, perhaps the cost of renovating and doing all exactly will be less. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
Dr. Kofi Anoche of KAOD Consol. You celebrated your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to you as well as Justice Senyo Jamefe, Supreme Court, also celebrated your birthday. Wishing you all the best for the day as well, all of you.
Yeah.
We have to go for a break?
Yes, but remember that hunger can strike any time. If you haven't taken breakfast, I'm sure you probably are hungry by now. But Royal King Cracker is always on standby when you need something enjoyable to munch on. Royal King Cracker brings the crunch and the buttery taste. It fits right into your day, morning, noon, or night. Royal King Cracker, take chalk your hunger. Just grab one and enjoy. This advert is FDA approved.
All right, and so we have to go for a break. And Mubarak Osman, good morning. She said Yendi Tamale Road has more speed ramps than the entire country.
What did he say?
I said the Yendi Tamale Road.
Yes.
It has more speed ramps than the entire Ghana. Oh, Mubarak Osman, how can you say this? But we have to step into the night of elegance.
Indeed, and music and fine dining as well at Mervynpike Classical Music Night, happening on the 27th of November at Mervynpike Ambassador Ballroom. Come enjoy an enchanting evening of live performance by Guy Bertrand and Kokwi Selome. Serve an exquisite 4-course dinner with perfect wine pairings and capture magical moments with our photo experiences. It's more than an evening, it's a symphony of taste, sound, and style, crafted for those who cherish the finer things in life. Hurry now. Seats are limited. Don't miss your chance to be part of an evening where every note hits the heart and every flavor delights the plate. The price is 1,800 cedis. Reserve your seats today by calling 020-433-3136 or 0302-611-000. Melvin Pick Classical Music Night, where music meets elegance and moments turn into memories. And it's here on Newday on TV3. When we come back, we'll bring you the big issue, of course, that exclusive conversation with the roads minister as well. Stay with us.
Again, please make sure that you touch base with us. TV3 Ghana always available for you. And let us know what you make of our content. And we're going to discuss strongly. The Office of the Special Prosecutor now having formal charges placed on a number of individuals, including the Finance Minister, and then some directors and managers of SML, Strategic Mobilization Limited. And we know that, well, it's a big issue that it has been investigating for some time. But, well, we also have to tell you that for all those who have joined us, we have to do a bit of acknowledgement of your presence, especially on Facebook, as well as the other social media platforms where you tend to watch us as well. So very instructive for all of us to be on the same page. And so let me say good morning to those who have joined us as quickly as possible. I'm already seeing Osman Swalihu. Good morning to you. Kwesi Mensah is joining us from the United States of America, specifically Albany, New York. Charles Thompson is also in the UK as well. Please make sure you share the stream. Let's have some great conversation. Zilis Dwayne is also in the UK. Prince Nani York is also joining. So good morning to all of you. Let's have some great conversations thereof. And we'll just, again, take you through, be introducing our guests within the period. Today, I have Dr. Joshua Jebuntiezato. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
And then also, I have right here with the Movement for Change.
Movement for Change?
Oh, sorry, United Party.
Oh, what did you have this morning?
I drank cocoa.
Really?
Cocoa. I need to change it.
Oh, okay.
I need to change my diet in the morning. Dr. Ramsey Inusa, Director Political Research, United Party. Good morning to you, Dr. Inusa.
Good morning.
Sorry for sticking to the old name, United Party. And we'll be joined by lawyer Hamza Sohiyeni. We're discussing the subject matter of SML, and then also the charges. 78 charges so far, slapped on them by the special prosecutor, Ken Oforiatta in the middle, former GRA boss as well. So we have the persons charged, Ken Oforiatta, former finance minister, as well as Ernest Akori also, advisory to Ken Oforiatta himself. Emmanuel Kofi Ntia, former Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Reverend Amishadai Owusuamo as well, also same position. Isaac Krenso is a General Manager for SML. Kwejo Damoa, Member of Parliament for German South and former Commissioner, Customs Division, GRA. But he's not being charged as a Member of Parliament for German South or in that capacity by the role he played as a former Commissioner for the Customs Division for the Ghana Revenue Authority. And then we know what the charges formally have been, and so we're here today. And the Office of the Special Prosecutor says that he has taken this seriously, but there was a point in time the Office of the Special Prosecutor did say, or the Special Prosecutor himself did say that officials or officialdom looked on as Ken Oforiatta went through Terminal 3 of the Kotoka International Airport, and somebody asked on social media, and as Office of the Special Prosecutor, he couldn't also alert his allied agencies to be able to stop him. Big question there. And so far, 8 charged. We have 78 counts so far. 2 individuals among those charged at large. So we'll see how that goes. Hamza has joined us. Hamza Sohiyeni, good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, and I saw you strongly penning something on Facebook. and I was asking, what has Kisia Jabin done to Hamza Sohiyeni? But I guess you're not alone. There are a lot of individuals who speak on subject matter of graft, corruption, and then efforts to be able to clamp down on the act of the vice in itself, who seem to have a certain perception about the role being played by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, whether he's cajoling or not. But he says that he's just doing right by Ghanaians, and then also the mandate he has by the office. What do you make of the charges now preferred?
Roland, good morning to my colleagues in the studio, and of course our cherished viewers out there, as well as your production team. Like you clearly indicated, I think yesterday I decided to raise a concern about the conduct of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and these concerns are not personal in nature. And there's the need for us to situate the discussions in that context. I think that it has to do with the office itself as Office of Special Prosecutor. But you see, in relation to the SML matter, I think that this is not the first time we are discussing this issue around this table. Indeed, thanks to the good works of the likes of Manasseh Azuri-Awuni and some journalists from the Fourth Estate, they first brought the matter to light under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So it added to the litany of corruption cases under the erstwhile administration. So by 2024, I think that Ghanaians were fed up, and they knew that there was the need for us to have some measure of accountability when it comes to many of these infractions or alleged infractions as far as conduct in public offices are concerned. Roland, even before that, as a republic, we raise concerns about the nature we deal with corruption in this country. And that predates Nana Addo's presidency, and even President Mills, and of course, President Kufuor as well. So there's that general consensus, at least in principle, that there's the need for us to find an acceptable way of ensuring political accountability in this country. I want to believe that that was what led to the discussions as to whether indeed the Attorney General's office is actually truly independent or not. Many campaign promises were made at the back of that eventually led to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP proposing the establishment of the Office of Special Prosecutor. And the cardinal arguments they canvassed to support that initiative was the issue of independence of the office. That is far from political interference or whatsoever. And I remember vividly that many of us raised the concern that the issue with this country is not about lack of institutions to deal with political corruption or corruption in public offices, but more to do with commitment on the part of all of us, especially those who are entrusted with the responsibility to lead. We argued then that the fact that you are going to create a special prosecutor will not make him immune to such political interferences, simply because you are saying so in an act of parliament. And there was the need for us to rather retool and reposition the Attorney General to be able to effectively deal with many of these cases of corruption. In any case, it was at the back of those concerns that we even set up the institutions like IOCO and BNI.
FIC.
And Financial Intelligence Commission and the like, Center, right? So, as to whether or not, indeed, we needed an Office of Special Prosecutor, was something many of us thought that it was needless. It was coming to add to the public sector inertia that we've been dealing with as a country. But albeit, we are here today. After more than 5 years of its establishment, have we gotten to a stage where we need to take stock and actually ask ourselves the most difficult questions as to whether indeed that office was truly relevant? And there's the need for us to continue to fund that office in the name of the taxpayer. We should not run away from that discussion. And Roland, from where I sit, I still maintain that what we have done with the creation of that office is simply to obstruct the quest for accountability rather than bolster it.
Oh, really?
Clearly.
How do you come to those conclusions, Samsa Soyin?
Not long ago, we had concerns by the minister responsible for Justice and Attorney General, his deputy, the Honorable Dr. Justice Sai,
about even a simple request to the Office of Special Prosecutor for him to hand over a docket in this same matter to the AG to be able to action.
But the OSP replied swiftly.
Yes, swiftly. He told the whole nation that they needed time.
Sure.
To give and that they were working on the docket. When at the same time, even prior to that, many were advocating that indeed it was even possible for us to bring charges against Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia. He did not budge. Only for the Deputy Attorney General to make it public that, look, we've been chasing him for the docket for some time now. He's not responded. Today, suddenly, after the assurances that a docket will go, he has gone to file charges in absentia. So what happens to that docket? Is it an open admission that he has lost interest in getting Ken Ofori-Atta extradited to Ghana?
Oh, even by these counts that...
Absolutely, because we need to know. His first line of action was to get him in. And when the fire came, he indicated to all of us that, look, he's working on the docket and that the docket will be given to the AG's department. What has happened? We need to know. Sense of accountability. And Roland, the question again we should ask is whether indeed the issue of perceived political interference has been dealt with the creation of that office. And if it has not been dealt with the creation of that office, then we need to face the hard truth as a country and begin to apply brakes and roll back that initiative. Because one, we are talking about non-interference from the political class. Remember, when Martin Hamidu resigned, somewhere in November 2020, I remember clearly that it was in the heat of the campaigns. I was somewhere around the former Minister of Finance's constituency, Dr. Amin Adam Anta, when the
That's
issue,
Karaga.
yes, around Karaga, yeah, brilliant, Karaga constituency, when the issue of his resignation came to us. And Roland, he said one thing, and I think that there is a need for us to go back to it. The bedrock of the formation of the office had to do with non-interference. In his epistle, he indicated that the presidency had attempted to influence when he called him and demanded that he should accept a response from the Attorney General.
Hansa, what's your point?
From the Minister of Finance.
What's your point?
I'm simply telling you that the whole issue of political independence, what's the name? Non-interference, when it comes to the fight against corruption, that formed the basis for the establishment of that office, was in itself downplayed by the very president who instituted same and argued same. Because Nana Addo was the first president to interfere. So that tells you that the issue of interference goes beyond the basis that eventually led to the formation of that office. And we need to get to the roots of many of these concerns, not through the establishment of different institutions. It has to do with political ethics, responsibility, and accountability on the part of the fourth estate, especially the media. It is not through the creation of such bodies. Because whichever way you look at it, politicians will always be politicians. They will attempt to interfere.
Really?
Absolutely. It doesn't happen only in Ghana.
So politicians now are interfering?
I am telling you that politicians in the past interfered.
In the present?
Absolutely not. There's no evidence when it comes to the work of the Office of the Special Prosecutor that politicians are interfering, Roland.
I see.
And that is the reason why I am having this discussion, because if care is not taken, Ghanaians will begin. Ghanaians will begin to question even the relevance of the many existing institutions, not just the Office of the Special Prosecutor. And the burden is on this new administration, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, because the issue has never been the absence or otherwise of corruption, because Ghanaians are convinced that politicians engage in corruption. And we have the institutions to fight corruption. The issue has to do with trust. Whether indeed, Roland, I beg you, give me like 2-3 minutes, I'll land.
I'm waiting for you.
Whether indeed we have what it takes to deal with the issue decisively. But I do not have any measure of confidence in the Office of the Special Prosecutor to be able to do that. What I see is that the office of the special prosecutor, unfortunately, has become obstructive, even in government's quest for political accountability, as far as the last regime is concerned. He may not be doing so deliberately, but it tells you that there's a certain degree of conflict that clearly, if care is not taken, will distance this government from many of the accountability issues that we raised, and the Ghanaian people demand accountability of us. Because with what he's doing with the SML matter, I have read the charges, Roland, 78 charges, and the timing of the release of the charges. This was after his...
You mean counts?
Yes, sorry, counts,
78
counts. Correction. Yes, 78 counts. That has been released. And I've read it, and I was wondering, where is this coming from? 78.
He's doing his work. Because, for example, you go on Facebook, you go and write, the OSP has designed an elaborate plan to free Ken and Co. We must stop him before he becomes our liability. Then you even add an exclamation, yo.
Look at
how do you mean by that?
And I'll explain. I'll respond to that. Look at how he started. In the morning, yesterday, the news broke that he had sent an invitation to the likes of Martin Pebo, Senior Martin Pebo, and TV3 to appear before him because of allegations made on this platform. And they were not just mere allegations, because Senior Martin could be indicated that he was going to petition for his removal. He decided to arrogate some sense of power to himself, to attempt to investigate the very allegations and the open declaration by Senior Martin Pebo that he was going to
you cannot make those conclusions.
Petition. No, I can, because it is backed by facts. That was what happened, Roland. Now, when the backlash wasn't favorable, in less than 4 or 5 hours, he decided to deflect attention with an announcement of these counts. That's one. And this is not the first time he has done that. Again, remember in his engagement, his issues with the deputy AG, when the nation started having discussions about the relevance of that particular office and his conduct, in a matter of a day or two, he proceeded to release this same SML report, indicting many other people, attempting to deflect attention on the part of his office as far as the demands of accountability.
So you think that was what he was doing?
I think so. I think the gentleman is simply engaged in politics and taking this nation for
So these are serious comments you're making.
These are serious comments because issues of corruption must be serious on the mind of any Ghanaian. And I think that the time has come for us to confront the politics of that institution. It was created as a political response and to score some political points. And then so I am not surprised that even those who head that institution have themselves assumed that political posture. And there's the need for us to say it as it is, Roland. We cannot continue on this tangent, because what is happening is that if this gentleman goes and is not successful with the SML matter, it ties the hands of the Attorney General's office to deal with the same matter. So the question we should be asking is that what is the extent of collaboration between him and that of the AG's office? Because in any case, even his act, the Establishing Act, still makes him amenable to Article 88(4) of the 1992 Constitution, which says that some measure of authority when it comes to prosecutions must emanate from the office of the Attorney General. So these are critical questions we should ask. Since its establishment, can we boast of something substantial in terms of successes that has emanated from that office, Roland?
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Right.
And so we must be bold enough to have these discussions and situate it in a way that puts responsibility squarely on that office, so that Ghanaians will know that this office has suddenly become obstructive, not just to them, but even to this government's agenda to ensure accountability as far as the officers were concerned.
Dr. Zato, what do you make of all this? I mean, you think they are spurious comments? For example, office established OSP, and it looks like the way the actions and then the cases have been dealt with, not even, a prosecution or a judgment, so to speak, achieved so far. And then also that interface and the comment that are coming from an outstanding member of the NDC, whose party is in government, so to speak, like Sohieni, making these comments, puts the institution in itself into some level of a cagey situation?
Thank you very much. Good morning again. I want to start by reaching out to my friend who is not here today, Mr. Solomon Owusu. Over the weekend, he had the 1 week anniversary for the passing of his late sister. I couldn't go because I was here, and I wish them my deepest condolences, and I hope that God Almighty will comfort them during these difficult times and make sure that may the soul of our dear sister continue to rest in perfect peace.
Our condolences to you, Solomon, also.
In Tumu and in my community, we have a popular saying that sometimes if you want to participate, when you see people eating dog meat and you want to participate, but because of various reasons, religious or otherwise, you are not supposed to take dog meat, you say that it is the meat of a red goat. Because the moment you say it's red goat, then you are denying it of the fact that it is what? Dog meat, then you participate.
So who is insinuating red goat meat?
When you sit down and then you look at this whole OSP building, and you begin to see interest at play. You begin to see what is called rational self-interest at play. And everybody is playing to secure and save their rational self-interest. First, I will start with the office of the OSP himself, that of himself. I personally think that bringing these charges now is an attempt by the OSP to save his ass. To save his job, to save his behind. It's not about finding people guilty.
Save what?
It is an attempt by that office to save their jobs. It has absolutely nothing to do with the prosecution of corruption. It has absolutely nothing to do with looking for justice. It is an exercise in self-preservation.
The OSP
is doing this in an attempt at self-preservation, not for justice and not to fight for corruption.
He's saving himself?
There's one thing that I looked at. I sat here and I sat there and I sat there on programs and we said these things. In this world that we are in, especially after COVID, the whole world has gone digital. We have seen multi-billion-dollar deals and contracts signed. We've seen the UN hold global changing events online. We've seen the President of the United States even sign important documents online. We've seen these things happen. And we raise these questions. Why are you insisting that Ken Ofori-Atta should be here? Why?
I don't understand. Are you saying that the office of the special prosecutor...
Can't you charge Ken Ofori-Atta in absentia? Can't you conference him? His lawyer said, can't you conference Ken Ofori-Atta and talk to him? Can't you charge him when he's not here? Can't you send, even if it means physical, can't you send some of your investigators to Washington, D.C. to sit down with this guy and talk to him? All this, no. The OSP went ahead and issued what is called a red notice alert. Ken must come here. Ken must come home.
We should do online.
All these efforts at trying to get Ken home and has been drummed home was because it was trying to extract as much political capital from the Ken issue than to try to come at justice. It was a deliberate attempt. And I believe that there were other forces, political forces, at play, insisting that or wanted to see Ken brought in and disgraced. And that disgrace then become a disgrace for Ken and his political party. I think that was it because...
Dr. Zato, who do you think, and are you insinuating, are forcing or at the background trying to make sure that Ken Ofori-Atta is brought into the jurisdiction by Kisi Ajabe, the special prosecutor?
Something happened. And a red alert was issued for Ken. Despite the advices of everybody that in this day and age, you can do this same thing, that they said no. So the question I then ask is, why now? Every rational Ghanaian asking this question, why charge the guy now? From January up to today, you told us until the guy is physically here. No. From January up to now, you were talking about habeas corpus, right? There's something called habeas. Yes. All of a sudden, what happened to habeas corpus? Oh, I hope I'm not pronouncing it well. I'm not a lawyer. All of a sudden, why are you charging him right now? You have successfully done this guy. This guy says, I'm sick. You said, I don't give a damn if you are sick. The guy says, I have to do surgery. You say, I don't give a damn if you are surgery. The guy says, I'm not strong enough to come. You say, you don't give a damn. The wife gave an interview, told you the complications on medical. You said, I don't give a damn. Last 2 months ago, a picture of him was shown and just to say, oh, he's chilling, he's not coming. All this was, but you knew deep down you could still seek justice without his presence. You knew deep down you could charge the guy without his presence. You knew deep down. So why the shenanigans? Why the shenanigans? Why were you doing this? It is what then leads me to try to understand something. I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but I now come to try to understand that's what I'm saying. Understand.
You don't believe in conspiracy theories?
Yes, but now
the nexus you're drawing now are conspiracy theories.
Because I heard my brother. I saw where my brother landed.
You're making claims that individuals behind, whether they are in the jurisdiction or not, are putting pressure or conspiring with the special prosecutor Kisia Jabin to prefer these charges or these counts on Ken Oforiatta. On one hand, also you say that we should do online Zoom or stream it, the interactions, so to speak, so that then you continue with the prosecutions. That's what all these are conspiracy or nexus you're drawing together. Conspiracy.
I made a point that the red alert issued was not necessary. It was completely irrelevant and necessary.
Are you a special prosecutor?
He just confirmed it. The special prosecutor himself has just confirmed it. The same office that said that until the man is here, he's not going to do something, is the same office that has now charged him online. So what does that mean? If you could charge the man online in absentia, if you could go to court without the man being here physically, why would you issue a red alert for him? That's common sense. It's not a conspiracy. You said he had to be here. Okay, the guy is not here. You've charged him. That means that all this fight, 8 months of fighting, of publicity about the man being here, was not worth it. That's the point I'm making. 2, we're not beginning to understand something. That's why I'm now saying, I said, look, this SML case did not start today. 1, there was an audit into the management of SMS by KPMG. KPMG came up with some referral citizen, but there was nothing criminal from KPMG. Secondly, the GRA themselves conducted a study. Somebody, lawyers of what's the name, SML wrote a letter to the GRA themselves. And they asked GRA some very simple, basic questions. Did they have a contract? Did they do their work? Was the payment justified? In all these questions, GRA responded positive. Yes, 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 yes. They had a contract. They did the work, payment was justified. This is not, because this is the lawyer of GRA themselves writing to the lawyers of SML saying that they had done the work and have been paid. So now we now have 2 institutions. We have an external audit into this that said that yes, it has been done. We have GRA internal also saying that the work has been done. Now the question I ask myself is, and this way lawyers are, you now go and charge them for not doing this. Imagine their lawyers submit these 2 exhibits. From where I sit, these 2 exhibits in and of themselves may constitute probably possible deniability. And it may lead to what? The fact that you have not proved your case beyond reasonable doubt. Because if I have a document from GRL themselves saying that I have done the work and my payment is justified, and I have another audit report from an external agency also saying that you had a legal contract that was justified. So 2 external reputable organizations, in fact, one being the organizations themselves. If TV3 employs me to do the job, and then later TV3 writes to say that yes, I did the job and I was paid rightly, and now you go to court. This is, I believe that it is creating the ground for them, and from what I've seen, it's still like, look, yes. So for me, it is when you now see that you begin to understand where my brother landed, that they believe that it's a conspiracy to free Ken. That's why I now believe that. That is where I believe. That one said, if you look at the chain of events.
So what do you believe? He believes that it's a conspiracy, just merry-go-round. I mean, literally. What do you believe?
What I believe is that the OSP is doing this to save his job. I'm come back to where I started.
He's saving his
job.
Okay.
I have seen very powerful people threaten to petition for his removal. One of them is Hamza Sohoyene, is a lawyer and a very powerful member of the NDC. No, I'm not saying you've petitioned. Threaten. Threaten. Or say that is not it.
One of them. Not threatened.
Assets.
I have not done any of those.
Advocated.
No, I've just said
the others.
That's why I said it was not personal.
The others, I will not mention it because they are not here. Powerful people that we know that have voices that the government will hear listen to have said they will petition and they will get him removed. And I think that this 360 turnaround is an attempt to say that okay, I'm doing what you want, do it. And that is now where I now believe that the forces, and that's when I land with the force, the political forces. you saw a clash between OSP and
the
Attorney
forces.
General. Forces, political forces. One of them is from the Attorney General's office and the OSP. We saw the clash between them. One said that I asked these documents, you didn't give me. The other one said that I gave you the document, I didn't give you. The other one said you requested, I didn't request. My question is that, or my theory or my hypothesis is that the Attorney General won that fight. And because he won that fight, because the Attorney General won that fight, and because the Attorney General, as you were saying, that maybe has a supervisory or certain supervisory role over the OSP, you cannot come out and publicly shame or publicly call out your boss that he hasn't done something only for your boss to say this is. Then I put all this together and I come to the conclusion that probably the days of the OSP are numbered. These last-minute charges will not save the OSP. They won't save him. What will happen is that the people who have threatened to petition having removed will use this as a basis, will see this and do it. So that's, I learned where I started. You wanted to remove the OSP, you've now have excuse to do that. You wanted to eat the meat of the dog, but now you have excuses to call it red goat. Thank you.
You think that's all this is about? Dr. Inusa, it's an effective OSP, an effective SP in itself, Kisia Japing, and all this merry-go-round with the Ken Oferiatta. He believes that, well, it's just one of those things. He thinks that as well, it's just one of the routes to make sure that I've gone through the process as the office of the special prosecutor. The special prosecutor himself just going through this, and ultimately Ken could be free. That's his conspiracy theory as well. How do you connect?
Well, Roland, let me say a very good morning to your good self and to my colleagues in the studio. Let me take this opportunity to also commend the good works of certain police officers that ought to be acknowledged this very morning. One is COP Idi Sedu, who is the Director for Welfare of the Ghana Police Service. And then the other is DSP Georgina Alhassan Sabi, who is the Kotobabi Divisional Commander, who are doing a yeoman's job to ensure peace and security in our country, and we need to commend them this morning. Roland, hearing the statements from Dr. Zato this morning really gives me a feeling of melancholy, because if he understands what really went on in the SML deal, I'm not sure he would say that the KPMG report and the other audit report from the GRA exonerated
Why not? Those are public documents.
All wrongdoings. He should prove to us. Because if you look at the audit report, right, it stated clearly breaches of our procurement laws, right? And also, if you look at the investigation done by Imani, led by Bryce Simmons, it goes to tell you that SML's inclusion in that deal did not really bring any value for money. And so for Dr. Zato this morning to sit down here and defend such a scandalous scam on the people of Ghana, that over 1 billion cedis were paid to individuals for no work done. Indeed, Roland, today I know that in Ghana, if you're a timber merchant, I'm sure tomorrow you can be given contracts from what do you call it, national NCA or the Ministry of Communication to undertake certain massive projects. It is only in Ghana. If you look at the object of SML and even who created SML in the first place, the person has no relevant IT experience. The company SML was created to do timber business. If you look at the object of the company.
The initial object.
Initial object.
But according to the Companies Act, you can always alter.
Fair enough.
The object of the company.
But I'm saying that at the time and manner in which the contract was given to them, SML was a timber merchant. That is not disputed, right? They did not go through the right procurement processes, right? This contract was given through sole sourcing. As if it was not enough, when they got our downstream petroleum sector, they included Ghana's, what do you call it, cash cow, which is our exports of oil, and then what do you call it? Minerals.
For revenue assurance.
Yes, 70%.
Gold and oil.
70% of Ghana's export revenue comes from oil and gold. And they gave them that chunk of it, and they were paying SML 0.75% commission to that. If you look at the data of SML today, Roland, and I have been in the IT space for a while. If you care to know, without the risk of sounding boastful, Roland, I was the first techpreneur in the Silicon Valley of China called John Guantun. Yes.
John Guantun.
John Guantun. I was the first African techpreneur in the history of the Silicon Valley of China.
What's that got to do with the SML subject?
The SML subject, if you look at the cost of their software, if I add all together, they said that is a cost of, let's say, about $70 million. Roland, the software that they are using, it's like Netflix, subscribing for Netflix, and then coming to tell you that I have built Netflix.
No, you can. Have you been to the
Roland? I am telling you,
where they have their equipment.
Roland, I am telling you that the software, as it says here, okay, $25.35 million is so much for a software to monitor the whole.
By inference, you're saying it's overvalued.
It's overvalued. It's overvalued. I'm not sure SML in itself would even have the initial, capital of about $70 million to even start up this project. So they should save us that. We are talking about now monies of over 1 billion cedis. Today, in my village in Waliwali, we have a lot of schools under trees. In Dr. Zato's hometown, I'm sure he's from Zebila or Tumu. He knows very well that his people are suffering. Yes, he will come and sit down here this morning to defend such criminals.
Oh, you can make this.
No,
please don't take a dig at him.
Please,
relax.
No, it's not relaxed.
Please,
it's not relaxed.
It's
not relaxed.
No, please.
He's not defending them.
No,
he's only making.
I am
his
saying that you cannot come and tell me that the audit report exonerates Oforiatta from any wrongdoing. That there was nothing wrong, there was nothing shady, and there was no illegality in there. That is absolutely false. And it's an unpatriotic comment by Dr. Zato this morning. Listen, no, Roland, we are serious about the fight against corruption. We are serious about the fight against corruption. Corruption has deprived a lot of young kids infrastructure for education. Corruption has deprived a lot of young people of their future.
Just hold on. Your comments have elicited responses from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. We have Director in charge of Strategy who is joining us, Lawyer Samidako. Good morning to you, Lawyer Samidako.
Good morning. How are you and your viewers and listeners?
My good friend, I'm well.
The reason why we call into this program is that, the OSP is a transparent organization. That's how the lawmaker made it. And we also think that we are fighting for the good people of Ghana, not the powerful. And so if you get the powerful trying to misinform the public, or they say things that are not accurate, then the people you are fighting for tend to go to turn against you because they've been misinformed, not that they know the truth. So I called in quickly to correct something. It's about trial in absentia, and why have we charged Mr. Oforiatta now, and all the conspiracy that have been said. I think that we have said before, and if you indulge me a little, from the outset, we maintain that trial in absentia in Ghana is permissible only when a suspect or an accused person has been formally charged, duly notified, and subsequently refuses to appear before the court, or absconds while standing trial. And then we have also consistently explained that there are only two lawful mechanisms under Ghanaian law for securing the attendance of a suspect or an accused person who evades a law enforcement agency or the court. First, an investigative body such as the OSP may arrest the individual with or without a warrant, process them through the arrest, caution, and then charge procedures, and then present them before the court. The second option, the investigative body may apply to the court for a summons, which must then be served on the suspect or the accused person, wherever they may be, compelling their appearance. Where the individual still refuses to return, the court may commit him or her to prison in absentia and issue a warrant for arrest. This in turn triggers the need for extradition to possibly return that person to Ghana. And if you go under a Criminal Procedure Act, Act 30, the only instance in which a person's attendance may be dispensed with is where the case is a misdemeanor. That means the punishment for it is below 2 years. That's the only time the court may dispense with the attendance of a person. So we have explained this, that at the time when some people were saying that we should go with the summons, investigation was in progress. And that is why we needed the attendance of the person. But now, investigations are done. And we have served charges. So it means we are going the route of summons, where the court will now issue a warrant for the person's arrest. So in all the processes, you will still need the personal attendance of the person. But in this instance, the person will have to contend with the court and not the law enforcement agency. So that's the difference. And in all the cases, you need extradition. That is why extradition is still active and alive.
I see.
So that is one of the things I wanted to clarify. And then the second one I wanted to clarify was this thing about GRE had written to SML lawyers and said they had done
Certainly.
something. It's the reason why we had to arrest the acting head of legal. And we had to also invite the Commissioner General of GRE. And I will tell you that they have admitted to a lot of things. And in the coming days, whatever that they have been instructed to go and undo, you will see them do it.
All right.
So it is not true. And I think that we should allow the court to determine whether, we should allow the court or the trial facts to determine whether the evidence that we will adduce in court are sufficient or not. But in the time being, we have done a very extensive investigation. We told Ghanaians that it was going to take a while. And now that we have even charged people with about 78 counts, people are saying that it's a lot of counts and that it's an opportunity for people to escape or blah, blah. I don't even understand. So you are trying to say that if we have found evidence of a count, we should just let it go and go with about, say, 10 charges.
All right.
No. We will go with all the charges that we have sufficient evidence for.
All right. Okay. Samida, thank you very much for your intervention in the first place. But there was a substantive issue about whether you couldn't have taken this before now, maybe using the latest technology, doing it in real time, streaming, having an interaction with him in that jurisdiction whilst you're here. And then a question I wanted to ask about whether you're just using this route, ultimately coming to a conclusion, then it makes the AJ ineffective to be then making a progression on this substantive issue. And you were saying something. You wanted to make an attempt. Just wait.
Yes, Roland, back to my submission. Zato here says that there was nothing wrong with the contract. The KPMG report saw a lot of the discrepancies with the procurement processes.
That when she finishes, you will let me answer that. Because
procurement
people have mentioned my name. When I was presenting, I didn't mention anybody's name.
You said the audit report didn't see any illegality.
So after
and
him,
I'm saying that
you, then you have your time.
No. He made a listen.
Relax.
No. You see, when you say relax like this, you're not being fair to me. When I came into this guy came here with one objective.
Dr. Inusa, he's not a guy. It's Dr. Inusa.
Why would I trend using you?
That is why
I have got my own credibility. I don't need you to trend.
Okay.
I am so.
Please put their mics off.
Why would you put my mic on when you've called me?
Put their mics off for me.
What happens when I want to talk back? Put their mics off. When people are calling my name, when you're talking, I kept quiet.
It's not true. It's not true. Again, let me establish the rules. No, let me re-establish.
Made allegations against you. Didn't interrupt.
Let me re-establish the rules, please.
No, that is how.
Please.
That is how it is here. I'm telling you the honest.
Dr. Zato.
You were here. You saw it. I didn't. Yes.
Dr. Zato. Again.
One Zato. What two Zato? Two Zato. Three Zato.
No, there was a.
But you never made me to respond to the things he said.
No.
When I was talking, I didn't mention.
No, Dr. Zato. No.
You have to give me that respect.
Dr. Zato. Again, let me establish. You all know that we go intense, and then you have your time.
Speaking, I was quiet.
So if
I didn't agree with the things you said.
Just like any form of public debate, if you have any point to rebut, you note those points down, and then when your time comes, you respond to them. Exactly. All right, please. He said you should stop mentioning his name.
Well, then he should stop defending people that have done wrong. He should stop misinforming the public.
You have 2 minutes. Please inform me.
Roland,
Dr. Enusa, yes, sir.
For you to sit down here and tell me that the KPMG report didn't cite any irregularity in the contract, it's false. They cited that GRA engaged SML without proper approvals from the PPA. Was that a fact or that's not a fact?
In the report, yes.
It's there.
What's your point with that?
My point is that the SML deal did not give us value for money. Indeed, the issues of revenue increase is as a result of Unipass in collaboration with Ghana Link, which formed ICOMS. ICOMS was introduced by Alan Tramati. If he doesn't know, I have to tell him this morning. That contributed a chunk of the revenue from our ports, and that saw a hike in the revenues. Now, when you talk about even SML in the first place, ICOMS has a similar system as what SML has introduced. It is criminal to try and bring a similar system that already exists. There were other companies that were dealing with the MPA, that were manning the, the BDCs, the metering system for the BDCs, and even the OMCs, right, for revenue assurance. MPA had engaged a lot of companies in that regard. Yet still, Oferiatta did not see the need, right, to try and get the data from MPA and collaborate with GRA for revenue assurance, but to introduce SML and to give them our monies free of charge. And you sit down here and you don't see anything wrong about it. I beg.
He's only sharing his opinion.
And let me tell you something.
He's entitled to his opinion, Doctor.
But that's what I'm saying. That's right. Opinions, everybody's entitled to it. But whether indeed it is legitimate, the viewers are watching. Everybody's watching.
And for the public good.
Of course.
Okay.
We are here to fight for Ghana. Roland, corruption is eroding every gain that we make in this country. It is not for nothing that I sit down this morning with a feeling of melancholy talking about the SML deal. And for me to hear Dr. Zato say that I want to use him to trend, Dr. Zato, I have made my name overseas.
Please.
Let's not get I do not need Dr. Zato to trend.
It's okay. It's okay.
He should understand
He says that don't mention
I do not need him to trend.
Please, Dr. Enusa.
Roland,
No. Let's get this. Yes.
I shouldn't mention his name.
Yes.
So what should I call him?
In rebutting his point, please.
What should I call him? Pharaoh?
Roland.
I should call him Pharaoh.
Please. Let's bring the temperature. Look, you heard the intervention made by Sami Darko.
Yes, but even before I respond to his intervention.
Let's do that in 4 minutes.
Yes, okay. Even before I respond to his intervention, it is important for me to bring some clarity to the factual situation surrounding the SML deal. I can understand the caveat Dr. Zato gave that he's not a lawyer, and so for that matter, he would not be in a position to hazard a guess informed by law, especially when it comes to the evidential value of the letters that he claims have been written by Ghana Revenue Authority and the likes. Mind you, the investigation was not centered on the likes of Ken Oferiatta alone. Because from day one, the National Democratic Congress, even in opposition, and the journalists who conducted the investigations indicated that many of our state institutions were complicit in that particular scandal. So it went beyond just the business owners of SML and the role of the minister responsible for finance. We accepted that many of our institutions were used as conduits.
That's right.
To champion that filthy, unacceptable, corrupt transaction. So that is not in doubt. Again, even when Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo directed KPMG to do their own audit of it, they indicated in the number of times that PPA had to say no to the proposals that were submitted to them, and how eventually led to a change of name in company. In any case, nobody needs an angel to descend from the high heavens to tell you that this SML deal was cooked to line the package of the likes of Ken Oferiatta and some known MPP people within that particular setup. And so it's not hidden. And so, Doc, let me also remind you.
He said don't mention his name.
No.
So what should we call him?
Please,
it's okay.
He knows he would have his right. And let me also remind Doc that
you should maybe give us a name
even when the investigations were conducted, information has come to light that there were certain known officials of the Ghana Revenue Authority who, after spearheading the processes of GRA signing that contract, decided to resign afterwards to join SML.
That's right.
So all these issues are issues we need to be concerned about if indeed we are genuinely interested in the fight against corruption.
That's right.
Now, I can understand the frustrations of my brother.
He said don't mention his name.
I'm not mentioning his name. That's why.
But Roland, what he was named by his parents. He has a name.
It's some characteristics of Dr. Zato to be angry. That's why I was telling him that I should calm down. Just 2 days ago, everybody was praising you. People were full of praises when it comes, especially when it comes to your conduct on TV. So that's why
you said 2 days ago.
I didn't want you to muddy the waters. But you see, I can understand his frustration. You see, my brother is resisting the temptation to come across as somebody who is speaking against the principled position of the New Patriotic Party. But at the same time, he wants to demonstrate his fidelity to the corruption fight. And that's why that conflict is there. Because on one hand, he wants to be seen as a champion of anti-corruption related matters.
SP.
But in reality, he also knows that taking that position today will not inure to the benefit of his political party, the New Patriotic Party. And so that's why he's treading cautiously. If the tables were turned, and this had to do with an NDC issue, be rest assured that Dr. Zato's response would have been different. And now on the issue of the OSP, you see, Roland, I can understand Sami Dako's fixation in attempting to more or less bring clarity in his words to the matters discussed this morning. So by that interview, has he admitted that the initial letter written to the chief of staff demanding extradition of Ken Ofrea was misplaced? He has given us the processes that the OSP needs to go through, including a subsequent, an eventual court order, based on which an extradition request could be made. So at the time they wrote to the chief of staff, demanding the intervention of the government to get Ken Oforiatta extradited to Ghana, were these processes followed? What informed that decision? Did they realize after that engagement, after the referral of chief of staff of the letter to the Attorney General's office, and maybe subsequent informal engagements with the Attorney General, they then realized that so much work still needed to be done in that regard? These are questions we need to find answers to. And that is why many of us are beginning to become a little bit apprehensive when it comes to the operations of the OSP. And these are legitimate concerns. I'm a member of the National Democratic Congress.
Despite the responses from Sami Dako.
Please, I'm a member of the NDC and I'm a member of the government. I should be overly excited that this OSP is going after the likes of Ken Oforiatta. As far as I'm concerned, Oforiatta's conduct already speaks of guilt. The decision to run away from this country under the guise of being sick speaks volumes of his guilt. As far as this matter is concerned, I'm clear in my mind that Oforiatta's conduct speaks volumes of his complicity in many of these investigations. But it does not also mean that the accountability light should only be brought to bear on political office holders. It must also be seen to be active when it comes to institutions under our laws entrusted with the responsibility of expanding the frontiers of accountability and actually upholding the principle of accountability. And that is why I am worried. And I am still convinced that that office is needless, it is obstructive in nature, and it is going to make it extremely difficult for Ghanaians to begin to demand political accountability from political office holders. Because if you are not careful, at any point in time, Ghanaians vote expecting change, expecting accountability. The office of special prosecutor, who in a way is immune from political accountability, that's why I'm using my words carefully, in a way, immune from political accountability, especially when it comes to the electorate, may at any point in time interfere to make it practically impossible for governments to live up to the true expectation of the Ghanaian people in terms of the demands of accountability. And that is why I am worried. And there's the need for those of us who are concerned, especially the likes of Senior Martin Kwebu. I will support any intention on his part to bring about political accountability. I believe sincerely that that office needed not to be created. It was simply done by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP to score cheap political gains. And we all have come to realize that indeed it adds nothing to our quest for accountability when it comes to issues of corruption. What it does rather is that it has burdened the public purse. And there's a need for us to begin to think around it and ask the critical questions. After all, it's
so you want to scrap?
5 years since the establishment.
You want to scrap?
Absolutely.
All right.
That is my position.
Dr. Zato.
Roland, I've sat here with you and I've exposed my theory of regime and post-regime accountability. You remember that, right?
Very well.
Very well. Everybody in the world knows. And I've sat here on TV and said that I will not sit here and try to defend anybody that is accused legitimately of spurnment. I've said that. It's public knowledge. So it's not today I'm going to say, in fact, this SML case, I've debated it here on key points all over the place. I've never on any occasion said that I defend wrongdoing and that people who have done wrong. I've never done that. It's on record. It's there. People have seen it. It's documented. In fact, I've had a discussion with what's his name, Manasseh here. I discussed with him here. In fact, after that, I don't know what I said. Manasseh actually contacted me. He wanted some publication documents I had, and I shared that with him. I've never, and I will never defend. I've said that. So that's my record. People can easily Google it and say to me. But I'm making a point. Just imagine, sit back and think that there is a KPMG report that says that criminality has happened. 9 months or 10 months of investigation. Why is it that the Attorney General has not charged anybody based on the KPMG report? If KPMG says there is criminality, why are those suspects still working?
You mean OSP or Attorney General?
I'm not talking about Attorney General. Because you came in. Yes, I'm making a point. The report was done under Akufo-Addo, right? You came in, so you saw the report. Now, if the report said there was criminality with SML, why is it that the Attorney General himself or his deputy, that office?
But the OSP is taking already into the matter.
I'm making a point. If they have
so that we don't have a parallel.
I'm making a point.
Because the OSP in itself.
Is it possible for
I think he needs this.
No, please. No. Because the OSP also takes his.
I'm asking a question.
His powers from the AG. According to
the AG call for that docket?
88.
Is it possible for the AG to say, give me the docket?
But that's what they did.
Good. So my point is that if they can call for their docket, why haven't they called for it? And why are they not?
I don't think that it is that. It is a simple answer.
Because I've seen something. I've seen the Iyoku call for the Cecilia Dapa docket from OSP. Haven't they done that? I've seen that. They have done that. So my point is that if they have requested, good. So if you request, so my point is that. So we are now being told that there's criminality. That this account 9 months, 8 months ago, why are they not being charged? So that's what I present. Why are they not charged? Now I go to another point. Is it not true that somebody or GRA officially wrote to say that SML did the job and the payment was justified? Didn't they write to say that? So am I wrong to quote an official document? They did. The lawyers of GRA.
I guess the argument they're having is that you're quoting the document to inure to your benefit. And by those arguments you make, you seem to be supporting.
No. You see, there's a public document. Now we have two documents, even if you want to agree. That we have two documents, in fact, 3 documents. There's an OSP document that says that you've committed a crime. Then you are saying that if there's a KPMG too that says you've committed a crime. Then there is a document from GRM that says that you've not committed a crime. Now, which of these documents should we believe? Don't they raise reasonable doubts? If you put together all these 3 documents, don't they raise reasonable doubts? About what? About the fact that you said that their payment was not justified. GRA says it's justified.
But I have just told you that.
No, but even in the SM, even in the KPMG report. Let him make his point.
Roland, you see, we don't have to misinform the public.
When it was your turn, I said... No, please.
No, when it was my turn, he came in.
No, please.
Roland, we should not allow him to misinform the public.
No, please. Let him make his point.
They were paid money for no job done.
No, please.
the letter exists.
Okay. So you are quoting.
I'm quoting
cogently from them.
Letter. I'm quoting
public documentation.
A legitimate public document.
Okay.
So long as nobody, no human being, has come to deny the legitimacy and the existence of that letter, I'm still quoting it. And that is a letter from, he also said, there's a popular Ghanaian saying that when whatever comes out of the water to say that you should believe it. This is coming from...
You say what popular Ghanaian from where? Ghanaian quote from where?
You know what I mean? When the crocodile comes out and say the fish, you should believe it. I don't believe it. There's a GRA, has and people must understand. So my point is that now if you have 3 documents, even 4 documents, and even if 2, 3 of them said that the people have in criminality, and then one of them says that the people have engaged in criminality, then my question is that you can then sit back and say, wait a minute, wherein lies the truth? You can do that. But that doesn't negate the fact, and this is the point I want to make, that doesn't negate the fact that there are documents, official documents, saying that you've done the work. Another one saying you've not done the work. There are official documents that say that payment was justified. Another one saying payment not justified. Which one should we believe in? And those are very legitimate questions. Because see, in the fight against corruption, there's something that we often forget, and we must do this. On the first hand, we are saying that, where was the internal audit unit of the GRA when all this was happening? Where were they? Why is it that nobody in the OSP look at the internal audit unit?
The institutional complicity.
That is what he has raised. Yes. So, has anybody asked the internal audit? Has anybody looked at them?
So you agree with
Secondly,
that?
So he agrees when this happened, and the OSP wrote the letter. So if the argument we are supposed to get is that the whole of the GRA, that whole institution, from top to down, was complicit in covering up this crime, then as a country we have a serious problem. If that is the case, if that is true, so how come that the whole office is not shut down by now? I'm serious. I'm very serious with it. Because if you are insinuating institutional,
then it means that the MPP has to be.
Are you just postulating?
Then it means that the MPP has to be shut down as well.
There are two.
Indirectly, that's what he said. The MPP has to be shut down as well.
Arguing that whole office is complicit.
Then it means the MPP has to be shut down.
Please, end for me. No, it's okay.
The head of the GRA,
no, yes,
who was supposed to go on retirement.
If he's saying the GRA has to be shut down,
for more than
Roland,
2 years,
MPP has to be shut down too as well.
Allow him to make his point.
Authorizing him to still stay at post as GRA commissioner for more than 2 years. A man who was supposed to be on retirement. What would you expect from such leadership?
Yes.
Please, I have an interview with the Roast Minister, so I'll end this quickly so that we can have some time for him.
So,
I'm so disappointed this morning.
If the whole institution is complicit in SML, if the whole institution, we shouldn't sacrifice a few for the interest of.
Who are the few?
Who are the few? Oforeta is a few.
So let's go deeper than this and let's root it.
But you do agree from all the inferences you've made that the gentleman, former finance minister, has big questions to answer.
What I want to state.
I've asked you a specific question.
Yes or no?
And I'm answering a specific question. If there is institutional capability in the GRA with regards to this particular
question about
it's a direct question.
You don't tell him
was not a commissioner of GRA.
That whole institution of the GRA is not fit for purpose.
You answer that question.
It is true that these things really happen, and if it is true that today the GRA is at war with itself, one part of the GRA and another part doing this, then it means that the whole GRA of itself is not fit for purpose. If you are in charge of raising revenue for us, and then you are saying that whole institution has engaged in such activities, they are not fit for purpose.
Just 2 minutes. No. We can end.
Hamza.
End for me. Just 2 minutes for him. That's all.
Today, we've heard from Dr. Zato's own mouth suggesting that the GRA, having been complicit in this deal as well, should be shut down. So indirectly, what he's telling us today is that the new patriotic party, which has metamorphosed into Nana's People's Party, ought to be also be banned from all political activities in Ghana.
Yes. The biggest Nana people.
I am telling you. No, that is what he's telling us. That is what he's telling us.
Dr. Zato, thank you very much. Dr. Zato, thank you very much. Dr. Zato, thank you very much.
It was Nana who fed him.
That is what is.
Nana who fed him.
Lawyer Suhini, thank you very much. Please put the mics off for me. No, let me have some silence on set. Thank you, Dr. Zato, also for passing through the studios. Grateful as always. And Lawyer Sohini, thank you very much. And then Dr. Inusa as well. Now, my question to you directly was premised on the fact that you do agree.
You're not done yet.
No, you do agree.
It's actually a question.
Okay, so my question simply about Ken Ofori-Atta to him was premised on the fact that he agrees that acts of corruption and individuals who might have committed acts or omissions should stand before the law and be prosecuted.
Yes.
And then makes references to the KPMG report and others. And so I asked him specifically, if you're making all these insights, does it then draw the conclusion that Ken Ofori-Atta, the former finance minister, who is now domiciled in the United States of America, for which the OSP says, look, come down right here and answer questions, should have questions to answer?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't answer that. But thank you very much.
You
did. Pep up your day.
I like your agenda setting, Roland. I like your agenda setting. No, seriously. You go back to sit down.
There is no agenda. He asked you this question initially. You did not.
Back up your day, the Milky Way.
I like the fact that
with a rich
in the docket.
No.
Whilst other people are given the chance to.
No.
I like that. No. Roland, I'm being honest.
I like your honesty. I'm asking questions.
No.
Back up your day, the Milky Way, with a rich, smooth taste of peck milk shortcake. It is pure delight. They have various flavors. They have the choco butter cookies, but the butter cookies as well, the coconut flavored one as well, and so they have everything. All right. Dr. Dato, I take it that you don't like the way I ask my questions.
No, it's not.
All right. If you want to look smart and fashionable, please visit any Woodin boutique nationwide today, because Woodin is offering an amazing collection of authentic African fabrics, all ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you get to be creative and versatile with your designs. You also get to be confident and get to show off how truly African you are in Woodin. And so they're telling you, go to any Woodin boutique near you today, and then when you get there, get to choose from their variety of trendy products, all meant to complement your style. So follow Woodin Fashion across social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, and then TikTok, among many others. Just go search for Woodin Fashion. Woodin Le Créateur. Let me I have a couple of messages. Zilis Dwayne is sending. I also have Felicia Abani Awa, who is sending from my front plains. Christian Doku is also watching us. A couple of you, engineer. And then also, let me read this last one. Please permit me. Ebo Backman says, as a matter of interest, we must scrap the office of the special prosecutor and review or even repeal the plea bargain law. With the benefit of hindsight and the kind and nature of corruption cases that have emerged, it's evident that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Associate established this office and enacted a law not to fight corruption, but to facilitate and obscure it. Now, he also concludes, if Ken Ofori-Atta were to return, the MPP should also return to power. No Ken Ofori-Atta, no power for MPP. And then Ebo Backman with the United Party. We're taking a break. When we come back, we're going to bring you the latest in sports, and then we have a detailed interaction with Kwame Gavin Sagboja, the Honorable Minister for Roads. Stay with us. All right.